last year, as many of you know, well, really into 2020 and through last year, there was a lot of upheaval around our country in terms of supporting or not supporting the men and women in law enforcement. Unfortunately, we saw municipalities across the country slash funding for police, withdraw a lot of support, not just financial, but moral support. There was a lot of folks who, wearing the uniform and understandably, didn't think that the communities had their back. If you're a police officer in Seattle or Minneapolis, it was tough. And so as that was going on throughout the rest of the country, in Florida, we never backed down from our support of law enforcement, not 1 inch there. We understood the vital role that the men and women who are in law enforcement, as well as our fire rescue and our EMTs, play in keeping our communities safe and secure. And so we saw what was happening with removing funding. And so last year in the budget, I think we were one of the only states to do this, or maybe the first state or only state. We said, okay, they're taking funding away from police in other parts of the country. We're going to make sure we protect that funding and then do more. And so we were able to do $1,000 bonuses for every single sworn law enforcement officer in this entire state, municipal, county, and state. And that was a really, really big deal. And I think what the number one thing I heard from people who got the bonuses was, look, the money is nice. I mean, you're not going to be, you're not going to be a millionaire as a police officer. It's public service, and you are sacrificing in many respects other types of financial opportunities. But to be able to get that bonus, it's helpful, but it was more so just that showed, you know what, the state of Florida, the legislature and the governor, they stand behind what we're doing. And so people really felt appreciated. They were happy that had happened. And I can tell you, I mean, anytime I go out of state, you know, people want to, well, you guys know, they want to come here to be in law enforcement in these other areas. And, you know, some of these states, they're just close to getting their pension, so they got to stay and wait till that kicks in. Then I guarantee you, a lot of them are going to move too. And so that's just the reality. So then we looked at this year and we said, okay, we want to build off that momentum. We'll be announcing action that I'm taking very shortly with respect to HB 3, which is a really unbelievable piece of legislation to support law enforcement. But, you know, this bonuses was something that I didn't want it to be just the one time. You know, I thought we needed to do it again, partially to continue to show our support, but partially as a recognition. You know, we have the worst inflation that this country has seen in 4 decades, and the people that impacts are a lot of the vital members of our community, our teachers, our police officers, our firefighters. You know, they need to be able to afford groceries and housing and all these things that are coming under such a crunch. And so I was like, yeah, we need to do it again. I'm putting it in my budget, and I'm going to work with the legislature to be able to do it. We also, you know, we recently announced, I'm approving in the budget, you know, we did $800 million in teacher salary increases in Florida. We did $1,000 bonuses for teachers and principals in 2021. And so we're stepping up to the plate to do our part on this. And so I am happy today to officially announce we're still reviewing some things in the budget. There's a lot of line items. We're not through with that process, but I have approved the line item that will allow us to do a second round of $1,000 bonuses for every single sworn law enforcement officer in the state of Florida. Now, once we do the HB 3, you know, we have some additional incentives for recruitment. A lot of that has been focused on, and the attention it's gotten about people coming out of state, because there is the morale's low in many parts of the country. But we're also wanting to help people in Florida who are looking for a career. We want to create things like ability to get scholarships to go to law enforcement training or police academy. There's going to be benefits in that bill that are going to let police officers, the sons and daughters of police officers, be eligible for our school choice programs and have scholarships to be able to go to different schools, just like a lot of our low-income families have been able to do. So there's a lot of that, and I think the thing is my message for people thinking in Florida, should I go into law enforcement? I just want to let you know, this is a noble profession. It's a noble calling. You will be able to make a difference in the lives of the people that you swear to serve and protect. And so we want to make it in Florida so that people understand that, so they see the benefits and they see some of the incentives. And yes, to be able to avail yourself of some of these benefits is important, but I think just as important, the fact that we're doing this, those are actions that are being taken to say that in Florida we really value this profession. And so just know that there's a lot of stuff that gets thrown around in our society now. There's a lot of political posturing. There's a lot of different things. But when all the smoke clears in the state of Florida, if you decide to go into this profession, if you wear the badge, you are going to be appreciated and you are going to be supportive. And we've had so many folks. I just honored one of our highway patrol troopers at our cabinet meeting on Tuesday. A car was going to ram into a big race, potentially killing, dozens of people, and she had to do a head-on collision to be able to stop it, and ended up saving all these lives. And so, these are just things every single day that these folks go to work. They don't know what the call is going to be. They don't know what they're going to have to respond to. But the fact that they're there, they are saving lives. Many of them have been called upon to do it. But just the fact that they have a professional, well-run organization, that deters a lot of bad guys from even trying to do stuff. And so it's really important, and we're really happy to be here with today's announcement. And I want to thank, again, the sheriff for hosting us, and I'd love for him to be able to come up and say a few things. Yep, thank you.
Thank you, folks. First of all, thank you for allowing us to host this today. And I want to personally thank the governor, and I know I speak for a tremendous amount of sheriffs. Thank you for your support of law enforcement, first responders. It's nice to know that somebody really has our back. And to your point, those new hires that you see sitting out the back out there, every single one of them came from another agency, another department, fully certified, ready to go, decided, you know what, this is a great place to work. And it's a great place to work because of what the governor is doing and the message that he's sending out. Because when these men and women go out every day to risk their lives, he's right, the $1,000 ain't it. It's the gesture. It's the commitment. It's him standing up here and saying, you know what, I appreciate what you do. That's why he's a great governor. That's why the sheriffs support him, and we're going to keep on supporting him. So thank you for being here today. And again, Governor, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, Deputy Sheriff Al Lopez. We may need, we're bringing him back for special session for some other issues. We may need to include the canines in these. They're important.
Absolutely.
They make a big deal.
Absolutely.
Afternoon, Deputy Sheriff Al Lopez. Wow, I'm in awe to be surrounded by so much here.